What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome back to the iherng podcast, and today we will answer a question from email. This is from she preferred to be known as Miss Z. My brother and I like to invest in properties. I am currently 38, white collar, working in KL. I own 4.5 properties while my brother owns 2.5 properties. In total 7 together. Details of them are followed. The first one in 2011. My brother bought a 1-room service apartment in Damansara Perdana from sub-sale market, now fetching rent of 1,200 every month. We believe no resale value as the price now remains almost the time when he bought, around 240,000 if not lower. Still servicing the loan around 1,001 per month with ROI 6%. The second one in 2012. Joint name properties between me and brother in Klang Valley was a gift fully paid off by parents. It's a 3-bedroom apartment in Kepong worth 280,000, currently rented out at 900. Rent receivable is all paid to my parents, ROI 7%. Resale value maybe gain 100% from the selling price. Wow. Third, 2016. Under construction project, a 1+1 room condo, 600,000, which is due for VP next year. It's in KL Metropolis. LAD quantifiable will be around 80,000 plus. ROI don't know yet. Initially bought with the thought of own stay. Number 4. 2019, an apartment outside Klang Valley with 64,000 balance loan left. Currently rented out at 900 with ROI 13%. Number 5, 2021, a commercial space outside Klang Valley with 60,000 balance loan left. Currently rented at 900 with ROI 13%. The sixth one, 2023, a corner shop lot and intermediate shop lot outside Klang Valley next to each other under me and my brother names each. Newly bought in cash at the price of 200,000 and 148,000. Up for rent now depending on the demand. 2024, planning to get a walk-up flat at 500,000 cost for investment. In order to have the flexibility to purchase more properties, I choose to rent and stay alone because I do not have a family as yet. As you know, renting is still a stigma in the society, meaning cannot afford. On one hand, I am kind of particular in the place that I live in terms of location, quality, layout. Hence, it's super hard to come by a unit that I really like or decide to settle in. Klang Valley houses are nothing like Vietnam, Bangkok, Singapore that are compact yet beautiful with easy access and secured. I almost given up on it, but I am sure I can still find something I like some days in the prominent addresses such as Bangsa, TTDI or Damansara Heights. Do you think it's wise to settle the outstanding loans with cash for properties 4 and 5 above in order to regain the 90% loan quota in case I found a nice property so that I can purchase with finger snap, or I should spend more on renovation knowingly the ready market product is almost impossible to fulfill my taste in living. As we grow older, we aim towards debt-free. As such, I don't really believe in refinance to cash out more unless really necessary. I have mandate to make decision in selling all the properties above or purchasing new properties. Or do you think it's wiser if I purchase a lifetime home in Klang Valley just to gain dignity? Hahaha, joking. With the capital me and my brother have at this stage, say dual key concept, so to rent out a portion of home as I really do not need a big space of living, so it still serves as an investment property. Or is it advisable for us to offload some of the properties above for better plans? Or continue renting the place that's currently staying, which I like, but the rent is constantly increasing? Or to continue buying high ROI below market value properties to get more cash flow? Or to keep the monies in FD? Also, how do you forecast the property market in 2024? I can see the trend now, rental market continues to grow stronger because of the upcoming generations that rather rent and spend on materials than to commit to purchase a house. Well, I could be wrong on this perception. Also, do you calculate rental yield based on SPA price or SPA price plus renovation costs? I really hope you can give me some advice to go about this, as I am very anxious and dilemma at this moment. And I hope you are blessed with more fortune and health, fame in the coming days. Happy New Year 2024. Thank you very much, Miss Z. I really appreciate it. But first of all, if you guys are listening to this, we are one day before Chinese New Year. So for those who are celebrating, 恭喜发财. For those who are driving, please drive safely. Also take this opportunity to kind of take some time off, spend some time with the family. What's more interesting is hang out with your families and take property as the bridging subject. Ask your elderly uncle or auntie what was the first property that they bought, how much was interest rate like, how much was their rent, how much was the income. Then you kind of balance back, was it difficult to buy back then? And now how much is the property, how much they make. A very cool topic for conversation across dinner. You'll keep them busy, make them feel proud of themselves. Well, we don't get a lot of questions. Anyway, 恭喜发财 again. Back to the question. Miss Z and brother here got 7 properties, 38 years old, white collar, working in KL. First of all, this is something I must say lah. It's very rare for a female to be so aggressive in properties, which is something that I was surprised when I first discovered this, because I learned investment from my aunt and my mom. And I do encourage more women to kind of figure this out as well. Real estate and property investment is not very difficult to understand, and Miss Z here is a perfect example. And what I really like about Miss Z here is that she is very clear. She has clarity in all the portfolio, including the ROI, including the potential for them. Okay, so let's just recap a little bit. First one, apartment in Damansara Perdana. Second one in Kepong, fully paid by parents. Third one, still under construction in Metropolis for own stay. Fourth one, it's an apartment outside Klang Valley, left 64,000. Fifth one, also outside Klang Valley, a commercial space, left 60,000, but ROI is both 13%. The sixth one, the corner lot and an intermediate shop lot, bought under share name, right? Bought at cash of 200,000 and 148,000, up for rent now. And today plan to buy the 7th one at 500,000, walk up flat. A few observations here. The price of the properties are not crazy high. So the most expensive one will be the undercon one in KL Metropolis at 600,000. And this one, it was late, so there will be LAD. For those who are not familiar, LAD is that calculation of delayed fees. Means that if a developer passed the keys to the owners in a delayed format, developers will need to pay damages. Means late fee or penalty fee lah. So it's calculated by days actually. So it's now up to around 80 over 1,000 really, which is just nice for your renovation lah. But what I'm very curious of will be this apartment, right? At 13%, but you are rented out at 900 only. So we just reverse calculate, right? Total a year is around 10,800. That is 13%. The commercial space as well. And this is like rented out at 900. Also, the ROI is 13%. Solid, actually very solid. So the question is, to have flexibility to purchase more. Miss Z here choose to rent. Well, that's one of the reasons, but the other reason is she is very particular about the location, quality and layout. That's why it's very hard to come by a unit that she really like. Klang Valley houses are nothing like Vietnam, Bangkok, Singapore that are compact yet beautiful. I disagree though. I disagree. It's about this only. How much are you willing to pay for an apartment in Bangsa, TTDI or Damansara Heights that is compact yet beautiful, yet with easy access and secured? Do I think it's wise to settle all the outstanding loan with cash for property 4 and 5, which is the apartment and the commercial space outside Klang Valley, both generating 13% one? So you will get back the 90% loan quota in case you find a good property. To me, I don't see the difference actually. So like now, for example, the apartment is 64,000 left, the commercial space is 60,000 left. So in total, it's 124,000 outstanding loan. But if you want to buy a new apartment, let's say it's already at 70%. Point number one, the commercial space is not included in this calculation. If you settle the commercial space also, it's not going to help your loan quota, because every Malaysians will have 90% loan quota for residential properties. So it only happens if you settle the apartment. Instead of using the money to settle for these 2 properties, right? Why don't you use straight away this cash to buy the property instead? Because, for example, if you want to buy the walk-up apartment at 500,000, right? 70% loan will be 350,000 loan, means you need to cover 150,000. There you go. This is the amount that you can put in as cash to buy the property. Unless you are looking for an ideal property that you want at those locations, then your budget is going to be around 800,000-900,000. So here then becomes the very weird statement. As we grow older, we aim towards debt-free. As such, I don't really believe in refinancing to cash out more unless really necessary. Well, that's the whole concept about property investment actually. It's all about leveraging. You pay 10% to get 90% from the bank, so you can just roll this machine. When the property actually appreciates in value and the amount of loan that we pay to the bank actually decreases, they will have this difference where we can refinance out. An argument or a different point of view to that statement will be those properties lying there that are paid up in that sense, right? To me, they are lazy money. Money is only worthwhile when it's flowing. Miss V here actually gave a few options lah, right? So the first option is to buy a lifetime home in Klang Valley just to gain dignity. So she's thinking about dual key. I think it's okay. The second one, is it advisable to offload some of the properties for better planning? The third one, to continue renting the space because she likes but the rent keeps going up. The fourth one is to continue buying high ROI properties. The fifth one is to just keep the cash money. Okay, which one would I pick? Well, it needs to be a discussion about what's your ambition, what's your ultimate number, where once you achieve, right, you made it. So I personally, this is personal, I kind of have this goal of 25 properties, but I kind of refined it a little bit more already because 25 low cost also one, high end also one. If I want to just really achieve it, I can just buy 6 or buy a floor plate in an affordable apartment, right? It doesn't work that way. Instead, I set a value of 20 million worth. So it can be 15 properties, but up to 20 million. So I don't have to manage too many, or it comprise of a few 800, 600,000 ones. So I need more to actually reach that number. What you mentioned in the email is also true. Like for your first property, right? Your brother bought at 2011, now at 2024 already, right? Still like that only, right? The value is still like that only. So since it's generating like a ROI 6%, and if there's buyer, right, may I suggest to just let go. You let go, you make some difference, right? You have some forced saving inside. Take it out, then you free up that one residential slot already. Because like you say, hold long also no point. Not like the second one that your parents bought for you, right? You guys almost doubled the property price. So this is where I say, right, all of us live in our own realm. If you have purchased the first property that is in Damansara Perdana, you would think that properties suck. Why? I hold 12 years already, the property still like that one. Didn't go up in price also. But if you are the school of thought that bought the second property, wow, property horse sale. Wow, in 12 years time, right, the property double. Whoa. So our entire narration about real estate investment, right, heavily dependent in the exposure that we have, in the source and information that we get. But what kind of parents you guys have? Wow, so good, give you all fully paid property, right? Wow, so good. I also want. So that's step one. Step two, I think you can hold on the walk-up flat at 500,000 cost, right? I think you can hold that up first. Step three, if you want to continue renting before you want to decide anything, right? I think that's a good format actually. And I would suggest this, instead of just staying in one particular position and you like it, right? Maybe you can give some hints to your owner in acquiring it. Because you're 38 already, you kind of know what you like, and I like that you know what you like. Instead of buying more apartments, right? This is the part where real estate gets really interesting. The entire real estate concept, it's both an investment, also a need of human beings. And why people get very attached to their home is because it's that one constant in that ever-changing life that we have. Everything else changes beyond the household, but once you come back home, right, you get into an environment that you can 100% fully control. That's why people get really attached to a home as per se. However, this then needs to be discussed along with your ambition. Do you prefer to own your own home versus buying 3 more properties? Do you necessarily need 3 more properties? So here the discussion then revolves around, ultimately, what do you want? What's enough properties, or what's enough passive income? What's the number that is finally, once you hit it, I can start loosen up my pants a little bit, enjoy life a little bit. Meanwhile, I would heavily recommend to buy those high ROI below market value properties, which is the main strength of our community. So this is where I would heavily recommend the bulk purchase route. So that kind of addresses the dual key portion as well as the save money in EPF portion. So you want to save money or not, right? it again falls back to the ambition. But I think everybody will need to have an amount of saving that is really for emergency funds, which I think you already have. And the last question here, you also asked, how do you calculate rental yield? Is it based on SPA price or is it SPA price plus reno cost? To me, I will base on SPA price plus reno cost, because the property that we acquire most of the time, it's not complete. It's as if we buy a car and it comes without seats. So this is like properties that we have right now. When we get it from the property developer, right? There's no shower lah, there's no TV, there's no fans, there's no aircon, there's no appliances, no curtains for privacy, no lock set, nothing. So we will need to put in the renovations. The extensiveness of renovation will be the debate. That's why when it comes to renovation, right, the intent matters a lot. Investment versus own stay. Anything beyond the investment portion, right, for own stay, all are expenses. If you are doing renovation for own stay, right, it's not an investment. It's expenses. You don't need that fancy chandelier, but you like right? You don't really need that walk-in wardrobe that is like a boutique. You don't need but you want you can afford, then go ahead lah. But for investment, you don't need, because your target audience is not going to pay you more just because you have a branded mattress, just because you have a branded kitchenware. Nope. So there's a very clear distinction between both. Therefore, I will calculate, to answer the question, I'll calculate based on SPA price plus renovation. There's a new way of thinking also, which is to tie back to the market price. Now you have a lot of small ones versus having solid big ones that can generate you like bigger amount. But this bigger amount, of course, the risk appetite will be a little bit more different, because now with all the small portfolio, right? Every month here 900, here 1000, here 900, here 1000. You have a lot of work to do, a lot more liaising to do. Instead, you get one apartment in Mont Kiara or in Dutamas, right? That is around 1 million, that generates you 4,000 to 5,000 in rent. You speak to one person, and in that property, right, because in a very prime area, the potential of actually going up will be higher compared to the others. But what's good now is that within your portfolio, it's generating healthy ROI. So when you tie back to market price, things get very clear. When you buy, yes, the rental collected versus the price you bought is 7%. But if versus current value, current market value is about 4.5%, maybe it's time to sell. That's the indication where I kind of like understand the thought process of Faizul Rizwan, the CEO of FA Capital. I interviewed him twice. I kind of understood what he meant by this, because of the deals or property that we buy way below market value, right? The rental that we get versus the SPA is 7%. But if it's tied back to the current market value, it's actually 5.5, which is still very healthy. But when it reaches 5 or 4, two things that is happening right now. The rental demand may not match the capital appreciation, or the capital appreciation is just going up too high. So it's like a sign whether do you want to let go, to move on, and that's a different school of thought. I heard this from one investor from Singapore, is that now you have a pool of money that you use for investment, right? So maybe total capital you put in like 200, 300,000, maybe, right? In 10 years time, when I cash out everything, or the amount of equity that I have or should have will be double the amount. That's the goal. This somewhat clarifies the suggestion that I have for you, which is to exit the first one, maybe exit the commercial space as well, hold on to the walk-up apartment, because those generally appreciate slower. Yes, you will have the rental covering the installment and all. Those are fine. Those are my approach. So this approach will then be the second point of view of investment, because investment is a very personalized journey. No one right way, is only your way that you think is rational, but just for reference Especially for people with more than 4 or 5 properties, right? When you lay all together, then you start doing the math, right? How do you maximize the loan quotas that you have versus the amount of capital that you have? Right? That will be the biggest question. Ultimately, what's lacking in your situation right now is what's the end goal? I think it's a very difficult question to answer. Personally, for myself also, like what's the goal? Why 20? Why 21 cannot make? Right? Why 22 million cannot make? Why must 20 million? It's my goal, why you care, right? So you just have your own goal regarding this. And suddenly when you have that goal, from there we can develop strategies on how to achieve it. Or maybe it's a monthly income of, for example, a monthly income of 20,000 per month from properties alone, at the age of 55. Maybe that's a good goal also. So you then calculate, okay, this rent, 20 more years, this is a solid 1,000. 20 more years, this is a solid 1,000. 10 more years, this is a solid 1,500. So you start to accumulate, okay, how many more do I need? Well, again, this is just an arbitrary number of 20,000. It can be 10,000, and with a monthly rent of 10,000 in Malaysia, I think it's solid already. It's a very, very comfortable lifestyle already. Of course, no LV Prada all, but it's solid. Every day just goyang kaki, yet having a manager's salary. And I guess that's all for my suggestion, Miss Z. It's very inspirational to have a female that is so aggressive. I think it's admirable at 38 years old, very, very aggressive. And the very interesting part will be the one that's generating you 13%. So in terms of strategy and all, which is like to sell the first one, hold on the seventh one, look at the inventories first before acquiring the one that you really think that you want to live in. Those are the action plans that we spoke before already. But the thoughts that you need to go through will be what's the ultimate goal of investment. The second one is what's wrong with refinancing versus the debt-free thing, right? Because you buy property, also you take loan ma. You refinance, also take loan ma. Actually, it's the same one. So that's something to also think about. The third one will be the discussion between you and your brother also. Does he have a family or not? But circumstances change all the time and it might affect the properties. Maybe sometimes when it comes to you, hey, can we settle the property there and then or not? And I guess that's all for this round. Thank you very much, Miss Z, for sending in such a thorough email. I really appreciate it. And I do encourage more female audiences to start consuming my content also. I don't know how. And for those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at TANIHERNG@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, iherng, and I'll try to answer as many as possible. And that's all for today. 恭喜发财，身体健康。
When love comes in